Hello, welcome to HealthQ YouTube channel. Are you someone who is suffering from Parkinson's disease, or is your loved one suffering from Parkinson's disease? Then this video series is definitely for you, because I'm going to come up with a series of Parkinson's care video on this YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Physio Meghna Dave. I'm the founder and CEO of HealthQ Rehab, and I'm a neuro-rehabilitation physiotherapist. And our mission is to make sure that we make you believe that your movement could be your medicine. So today's video, we are going to talk about the speech challenges that a person suffering from Parkinson's disease go through. What are these challenges and how you can overcome it? You're going to learn all of this in today's video. But before we start, a special thanks to our speech therapist, Jimon Suresh, who has contributed the knowledge and information about the speech related challenges and how to manage it. So let's get started and understand 4 most common speech challenges in Parkinson's patients and how to deal with it. Let's begin. Friends, Parkinson's disease is a degenerative disorder. If you are suffering from Parkinson's disease or you have some loved one in your family who is suffering from Parkinson's disease, you would have observed that how difficult it becomes for them to communicate. The facial expression starts diminishing. The tone of the speech, the articulation of the speech also gets affected. The 4 common problems that will be affected with speech in Parkinson's disease are: number 1, voice. Yes, voice is a very important area of challenge. Number 2 is articulation of speech, ability to connect different sounds and words and make a meaningful word out of it. Number 3, prosody, which means the ability to communicate this word with the help of body language and communication expressions. And number 4 is the pragmatic language or gesture-based communication. See, our communication is not just about the words we speak. It's also about the expression that we make on our face, the kind of hand movements that we do, the kind of gestures that we show. Overall, communication becomes a very big challenge when it comes to Parkinson's disease. And our intention is to identify the challenges in the patient and how we can help them. So let's first understand one by one each of these challenges, what will happen in these challenges, and then we will understand how to manage it. So the first that comes is voice. Yes, the voice is the most important aspect of our speech. In Parkinson's patients, there is a reduction or impairment of speech by 50 to 80% as they progress in their disease condition. The voice changes that a person with Parkinson's disease will experience is: number 1, in the form of loudness. Yes, the person will experience that the loudness of the sound is reduced dramatically. Number 2, the speech will become much more softer. You see, when we talk, our voice pitch also changes. Some words we might use sharp tone, and for some words we might use a lower tone. But a person who suffers from Parkinson's disease will observe that the tone of the voice will be significantly reduced. The speech will become much more soft and will stay soft in a very continuous pace as they speak. The third common observation that you might see in a Parkinson's patient is their voice becomes more harsh, more breathy and weak. Sometimes the voice pitch range also reduces, and few individuals also experience something called as voice tremor, which means they fumble, they use the same word and take time to communicate or speak the single word. At the same time, sometimes there is an incoordination that is observed between the respiration and the speech itself. That's not all. People who suffer from Parkinson's disease also observe that judgment ability of other person's loudness or sound is also reduced. For example, if someone asks a Parkinson's disease patient to speak loudly, they will feel they are already speaking at a much louder tone. But in reality, that is not the case. Their sound is not audible to others. So these are some of the common challenges when it comes to voice in Parkinson's patients. Now let's understand what can be done to reduce the voice challenges in Parkinson's patient. When it comes to managing voice challenges in Parkinson's disease, the first and the most important thing that needs to be done is to improve vocal loudness. The first thing that is done in this training is a person is taught to identify the voice tone. What is loud, what is less loud, and what is not audible at all. This kind of examples are placed in front of the patient so that patient can identify or else can differentiate between his or her voice. You can do this by recording the voice of the patient itself. The most important method used here to improve the voice quality of a Parkinson's patient is this method which is called as Lee-Silverman voice treatment. This technique particularly is used to bring awareness in the patient about their own voice quality and to train them that when they speak louder, their ability to communication is going to get better. Here's how to do this. Step number 1, make a ah sound as loud as possible. Ah, 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 ah. Step number 2, change the voice or else loudness of the ah sound from low to high. Ah, ah, ah. Like this, you can repeat multiple times to improve your voice quality. Step number 3, the way we did for ah, now you're going to do the same process for e and oo. So, e, oo, oo. Now practice this word from low tone to little more high and then little more high. Oo, e, e. And step number 4, once you have practiced all these sounds enough, then you can start practicing different words. So this is how you can work on improving the quality of your voice when you are suffering from Parkinson's disease. If you are a caregiver, make sure to add these activities in your daily care routine for your patient so that you can observe an improvement of quality of voice, of speech in your patient. Now let's move on to the second challenge in Parkinson's disease. Second challenge in Parkinson's disease is articulation. 55% of patients who suffer from Parkinson's disease find this challenging. What is articulation? Articulation is an ability to combine different words in a way that it makes a meaningful sense. Here, the distinction between the sounds becomes difficult for the patient. For example, patient might pronounce fee for P, or they find difficult to pronounce certain words like cheese, found. Instead, they say he's, out. So they start missing out words because they are not able to articulate these words in the right way. Many times there are articulation errors that are found in their communication skill set. For example, in banana, they might miss spelling b and they just say banana, and that's not all. There is altered speech rate as well. What is altered speech rate? They might have loss of tight articulatory contacts. For example, for saying p, we need to combine our lips. P. But the patient might find it difficult to do so. So they are not able to pronounce certain words where there is very strong contraction of the muscles required. L, f, p. These kind of the words becomes difficult. This all impairments leads to a very strong limitation in the ability to communicate for the patient. So how do we manage it? Here, the most important thing that needs to be focused on is practice. Practice of identifying the words that are wrongly articulated and showing the patient right articulatory movement and then making them to practice. Here, the examples like phonetic placement treatment or else phonics practice helps a lot. So here, you might have to show a video to a patient that shows ah, e, o, u, e. And when the patient is observing it through visual stimuli and then made to communicate or say or practice it, that will improve their ability to articulate these words. So here the progression has to start with phonics and gradually they have to progress towards difficult words. In this entire process also, voice always should be kept in mind that the pitch should be higher, it should be audible and it should be clear enough. Progression is the key and repetition is also the key. So it's not about just repetition. The more the patient will practice, definitely the patient will get better. But apart from that, progression is also very important. Only practicing phonics is not enough. So you have to be mindful that after phonics, you can add certain words in the practice so that patient can do it very easily. Now let's move to the third challenge, which is prosody. Prosody refers to variation in the pitch, amplitude or loudness, duration and rhythm in speech. So you can say the way the entire sentence is formed and the way it is communicated, that gets disturbed. And that's why people who suffer from Parkinson's disease have got a very monotonous speech. Every sentence will be very flat in nature. There won't be any ups and downs. There won't be any expression part into it. And that's why it is highly important that the patient should work towards it so that they can communicate better. Because communication is a very emotional and an important aspect of our livelihood. This can lead to mental health changes as well. So if we have to preserve the mental health of the patient, we have to ensure that we take care of their communication part well. This problem is not just a neuromuscular problem oral and speech articulation problem, it has a lot to do with the mental health of the patient as well. And it also has to do a lot with the cognitive and linguistic part of the brain. Hence, it's very important that we keep these areas of the brain as active as possible by incorporating different methods and techniques. Meditation, breathing practice, trying out different languages, trying to spell or communicate through different language words, learning new words are some important ways to improve this challenge. Now, what are some other ways to improve this challenge? One, as I said, is practice saying different words, learn new words and try to pronounce them, learn new language and try to communicate through that language. But that's not all. Listening to different songs, trying to sing songs, doing chanting of different mantras are some very interesting and easy way that a patient can do in order to improve the symptoms. At the same time, it's very important that when a patient is practicing all of these practices, there should be a very key eye kept on the emotional aspect of it. Encourage patient to add emotion or expression to these things so that the effectiveness of all these practices gets better. That takes me to the fourth challenge, the last but the most important challenge when it comes to training of oromotor skills in Parkinson's disease, and that is pragmatic language and gestural communication. Now, communication, as I mentioned, is not just about the words we speak. It's also about the language, the emotions, the feelings, the tone, the body language that we use, the gestures that we use, the expression that we make. So it's highly important that there should be expression practice involved when we are working on improving the communication of the patient. So trying different situation and encouraging patient to enact in that situation works very well here. You can do some simple practices to improve this. For example, give scenarios to your patient. You can do a lot here. You can practice different scenarios. For example, imagine that you have got a very beautiful gift right now. What kind of expression of surprise you will make in your face? Practice that. Imagine you are getting angry at someone. Try to practice that angry expression. Imagine that you are feeling disgust. Try to make that disgusting expression. Imagine you are finding something very funny. Try to make that laughter expression. This kind of expression will help you or your patient to improve the gesture and communication that are non-verbal in nature. Encourage patient, or if you are suffering from Parkinson's disease, try to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes in a day where you try to practice a speech that has been written by you. It could be a very short speech about yourself. You can pick a topic and practice just communicating, and make sure to involve someone from your family, your friend or some loved one who can give you feedbacks on this. Also make sure that when you are practicing all this, try to limit external noises, external distraction as much as possible. The idea is to be fully concentrated in these practices while you're doing so that you can achieve maximum outputs from your practice when it comes to your communication. I hope you found all these important tips helpful. If you want any further help, feel free to reach out to us. In the description box, we have mentioned all the contact details, and book your online consultation with our speech therapist. A speech therapist would be able to assess you and help you throughout your articulation or improvement of your communication challenges. On that note, I'll end this video here. In the next video, let's see what are some important exercises that you can do on a daily basis that will make sure that your movements of the body are free and pain-free. So see you in another video. Thank you.